Hello and welcome back to the dining room. Not cameras, but camera accessories, tripods. So I got 3 tripods. Well, I got 1 tripod I really want to show you, and then I have a couple of others that will get us there. Let's get moving right away, shall we? So when I started this video thing, again for school originally, and then later for my YouTube channel, I started out with a tripod that I bought when I worked on Wall Street in the 1980s. So this is like a 35-year-old Slik Universal U-102 Deluxe. They don't make them anymore, but they're aluminum, so I mean it's very similar to the tripod Slik sells today. Now, this height right here is 22 inches, fully folded down, and maximum height is 58 inches, so just under 6 feet. So it's a little short. Not a lot short, but a little short. It weighs just under 4 pounds, about 3 3/4 pounds. I have no idea how much weight it's capable of handling, because again, they don't make them anymore. You can't find the specs on them anywhere. So I have no idea what the payload is. It's a 3-section leg, this section, and then there's 2 more that pop out, and it has adjustable feet for leveling, and it has a pan and tilt head. So you can turn this and tilt, but then it will also, if you loosen this up, you can also pan, and it has a little the little quick release thing that you can drop in here, throw that, lock it in place, and you're good to go. It's not a bad little thing, and again, for 35 years old, it's in really good shape. I mean, and yeah, one of these, I forget which one, but one of these little guys doesn't hold quite as tight as it used to, so every now and then it might slip a little. But it was a decent tripod when I bought it, and it's still a decent tripod. You can get them on eBay for like 25 to 35 bucks used, the U-102s. By the way, Slik makes updated versions of all these, so you don't ever have to buy one. But this was my original tripod, and it served me well. However, once I got into the video thing, I needed a new tripod, so I went, and I think I've showed this to you before, is the Manfrotto. Now this is the Manfrotto Compact Action tripod. It has a minimum height of 17 inches as opposed to the Slik's 22, and a maximum height of 61, which is 3 inches taller than the Slik. The reason I got it actually was for the lower, because it was a few inches lower, because where I have the camera for school, it's behind my monitor in my office, and it's on top of a desk, so I need a short tripod. So this worked out for that. By the way, it works so well that I have bought more. In fact, the camera I'm talking to is sitting on one of these, and there's another camera sitting on one of these, which will be, when I start opening these things up, they're going to get real tall. So I'm going to step over here next to the dining room table so you can see them all expanded. So anyway, this is the Manfrotto, which is it's a really good little tripod. It comes in a little bag. Not really a shoulder strap, but a carrying strap. Now this thing, by the way, this one's only under 3 pounds. This is like 2.65 pounds, whereas the Slik was almost 4 pounds. So it's a little lighter. This one, I happen to know the payload. It can handle up to 4.4 pounds. Well, wait, 4.4, that's an odd number. What would that be? Oh, that would be 2 kilos. It's a 2 kilo, Manfrotto, Italian. It's a 2 kilo payload. Now, and it comes with some little stuff, manual and things. We don't care about that, but this isn't an unboxing. This is just, so now see, this one is really short. And this comes with a hybrid head. So it's kind of like a ball head, and it'll do this. See, it's got the ball there. But it also is a little bit of a pan and tilt head. So the Manfrotto calls it hybrid. And again, it has the little quick release thing, which are the little nubs, which I showed you in a previous video. And I don't have one handy because they're on cameras. But see, it looks like this. And it screws into the bottom of the camera, which then drops in here. You lock it in place and you're good to go. This one is 5 leg sections. So you have this one and then see 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 more that extend out, which get it up again to 61 inches. Whereas the Slik, well, which is still sitting right here, I can show you, much bigger when collapsed and smaller when extended because it only has the 3 leg section. But again, 35 years old, relatively new. All right, this one is around $70. But it's a good little tripod. And it has the center thing, you know, that can raise it up, and this is how you get it up. And it has this kind of, so you can see it? Again, just over 5 feet tall when fully extended to the top of where the camera would sit. But that's really all that's really kind of all I have to say about this one. It's about 70 bucks. It's so good I bought 3 of them. By the way, when you're buying tripods, it's always nice to have multiples that are the same, because then again with the little nubs that you put on the bottom of the camera, I can move into these cameras to any of these tripods. So when I'm shooting in there in the office, I can put it on the short one. Anyway, but the reason I'm doing a tripod video is I wanted to show you this tripod. This is the K&F Concept. Ready for it? They're like Sony. It is the SA, and by the way, it's not on the box anywhere either, so I'm going to have to... See, nowhere on the box does it say what's in here. What's in here is the SA254T1. Again, like Sony. But this is an amazing tripod. It's much more expensive. Again, the Manfrotto was around 70. This is 150. Comes in a nice little carrying case. Has a shoulder straps with a padded thing so you can carry it over your shoulder. These gray things are reflective, so if it's night and you got this thing, this will reflect light so people will see you. You unzip this and you take it out. What we have here is a 4-leg section tripod, but unlike the other two, the Manfrotto and the Slik, it doesn't have the little flip things. It has the screw things. It's not as fast when you're in a hurry. Unscrewing these and rearranging them is not as quick as it is with the little flip tabs, but it's plenty fast. Why am I so enamored of this tripod? Well, first, minimum height is 27 inches. So see, it's substantially taller when it's fully collapsed than this. However, that's because when you unfold it and undo all these legs and do everything, it's 94 inches. So it's almost 8 feet tall when done. And that's why I'm going to have to step aside to show you this. But while I'm still sitting here, the first thing I like about it is it's got these, I don't know how well you can see this, but it has, the legs have these little clip, there we go. So it locks in, locked, locked. So now I have a tripod that is basically sitting flat on the ground, on the table. See? But I should tighten this up before I start because it's going to... click it again. This is the second position. Whoop. See, I tell you, these things are hard. It's hard. With the little flip tabs on the other tripods, you can tell if they're locked. These, the screw time, you can't tell. So now this is second position. So it's a very wide stance, but wait, there's more. This is the third position, the standard position, where so as you can see, it's already way tall. Well, wait, here, let me bring the head back down so get it in frame. Pretty nifty, huh? You have to push it down and then peel it back to move up. So I'm moving back up a position, so it'll be lower so I can get this into frame. Because I want to talk about this part. Slik had a pan and tilt head. The Manfrotto has a hybrid head. This has the classic ball head. This also, if you can see here, has a spirit level, a little ball level, a single level, bubble level, so you can level. And then it also has a quick release plate that you can put onto your camera. It screws into the mount on the underside of the camera, and then you can slide it in here and tighten it back up. So quick release. But wait, if you loosen it just a little, it won't slide out. It has catches. So in case you accidentally don't tighten it and the thing tips over, your camera's not going to fall off. You have to widen it enough for it to come out this way. It will not slide out the ends. Now, I don't know how well you can see. I may have to come back and use another camera. Degree markers down here on the bottom. So if you want to do panning or whatever, we're still not done. If you notice, there's actually two heads here. There's this one up here, which is where our camera mount is and where we can tighten up, the ball and get it however we want. There's also this guy. So this will go on up and do this. I think now you may be guessing why I don't have an overhead camera today, because this is the tripod that does all the overhead. So any videos I've been doing that I've had in the last couple of months that have had an overhead view camera, well, it's attached to this tripod at this angle. I mean, from above, pointing down. But wait, there's more. Now, I showed you before with these legs, with the legs down almost flat, that the camera is only this far, roughly, off the ground. But that's still off the ground. What if you want the camera closer to the ground? Well, this little thing down here at the bottom, which, by the way, it has a little hook here where you can hang like a camera bag or a sandbag. So basically, you can weight down your tripod so it won't get easily knocked over or blown over in the wind. So you can hang things on here. But it also unscrews. It comes completely out. And then you can turn this upside down. Put it back through. Screw this back in to the top. Well, which is now the top, was the bottom. And you can see you can actually get the camera to virtually touch the ground. Now it'll be upside down, but I don't know about you. I know how to flip videos and pictures so that you can just flip them in post. So you can have the camera touching the ground. It goes up to almost 8 feet up, and then basically from zero, well, however, I guess your lens has to be at least, this far off. So almost zero, it goes to like an inch off the ground to almost 8 feet off the ground. That's a pretty impressive tripod. And then again, you can flip it upside down. Let me put it back the way it belongs. Before I do this, the little ball head comes off also. Here's another thing this tripod does. You see this leg that has like padding on it? Well, this leg comes off. Boom. And is now a monopod that again will extend almost 8 feet in the air. Well, depends on what you attach to it. Now, if you attach just the ball head, well here, let me step over so that you can see on the other camera. I'll put the ball head on. And then I will extend the legs. Well, that's not so impressive, is it? That's all. I am 6'1", so this is just about 6 feet. Oh, but wait. I took the ball head off. What if, instead of that, we take this off? The whole center column off out of the tripod and put it on the end of the monopod. Oh, we need to put the ball head back on. I think you see where I'm going with this, don't you? Well, now it's a lot taller. But wait. We're not done. Well, here, I'll tilt it back so can you see it up there? It's almost at the top of that painting. Actually, it's a lithograph from New Orleans, from Mardi Gras, the crew of Bacchus. But anyway, so you can make it very tall. Oh, and wait, you can still do this. So you can have a monopod that points down at the ground. Pretty cool, huh? Now, by the way, I am not a monopod kind of guy. So you will never see me. This is the first and only time probably that this leg will be removed. Now it's in its normal. This is its normal height. We have all four legs extended out, and now we can put this back on here and stop. And then we can loosen this and send this on up. It says stop on here. So when you're going up this way, you're not supposed to go past this point, but you can see that, again, this is almost 8 feet. You can push it back through so you can, you have some variability here, which by the way will help you with stability, because when you have, when you're doing your overhead shots, and I've discovered this, the tripod, well, you turn it so that you've got the two legs, so it's less likely to flip forward. But you can also push this back a bit, which gives it more stability. So for $150, you get a whole lot more. This is basically, I don't know, how many tripods in one? It's the monopod. It's this tripod this high. And again, you got the 3 things, so that's like 3 more levels. With these little guys. You got the flip over and back and forth, so that's a couple more. It's just amazing little tripod, and again, it's aluminum. I think it's pretty too. This has served me well. I like this tripod. Again, this is the tripod that, like last week, when I was doing the overhead shots, well, the overhead shots were coming from this. I think this is a great tripod. Oh, and as you can see, in fact, when I was shooting using this as the overhead on this table last week, see what you could do, shorten one leg and have it up on the table and 2 legs down here, so you have a lot of options for how you're going to deploy this thing. And I have just been extremely happy with it. Well, you saw when I did the sofa baton, that was an overhead shot with this. Last week, I did an overhead shot with this. When the cameras, basically anything, any overhead shot you've done. Well, except the air fryer, I didn't have this tripod yet. So what I did was I took one of the Manfrottos and collapsed it all the way down so it was really tiny, so it was only like 17 inches tall. And then I stuck that up on top, above my cabinet, sticking out a little bit. It happened to be just the perfect length to stick out enough so that the camera pointing down would catch the countertop, so that I could do my demos of my air fryer. So yeah, that one did not use this, but every other overhead shot you've seen on this channel has been this little guy, who I am extremely pleased with. So here, can I get them all in frame? That's the K&F. This is the Manfrotto. And here's the Slik. They're all aluminum. Again, the Slik has the pan and tilt head. This has the ball head. This has the combo, which is kind of a hybrid, which is part pan and tilt. So you turn this knob here and it's a ball head, but then you can also use it as a pan and tilt. 22 inches, 17 inches, 27 inches at full down, 58 inches, 61 inches, 94 inches full up, full extension. This one weighs just under 4 pounds. This one weighs just under 3 pounds. This one weighs just over 4 pounds. Payloads, again, don't know here, but it's pretty sturdy, so I'm imagining it's at least 4 pounds. And possibly 10. This one is 4.4 or 2 kilos. This one is rated, according to K&F, 22 pounds you can put on top of this. And there's here, let me look in between. There's actually a video on YouTube where a guy pulls himself up. I think he said he weighs 160 pounds, and he takes all his weight right here and pulls his feet up and is hanging on the tripod. So this part can apparently hold 160 pounds. So it's not a big stretch to think that this part up here would hold 22 pounds. And again, 25 to 35 on eBay, but again, Slik makes newer versions, newer models you could check out. $70 on Amazon, $150 on Amazon. Let me get them out of my face now so you can see. I know you want to see my pretty face. Okay, you want to see my face. Okay, maybe you don't want to see my face. Okay, that's all I have to say about tripods. I just realized, like today, that I bought the K5, the Kia K5, 6 months ago. So it is time for a 6-month review, and I've gotten it up. I'm up to like 1,700 miles, so I'm getting close to 2,000 miles. In 6 months. So next week, I'm going to do an update, like an update review, a 6-month review, to tell you, after driving it for a few thousand miles and some out-of-town trips. Well, I kind of did a little one of these a few weeks ago, but this is going to be a little more in detail. Plus, and this is the exciting thing, Carvana apparently got my car back, got Stormtrooper back out of the impound lot because it's listed for sale. So come back next week and I will show you the Carvana listings for Stormtrooper. Apparently, now this is as of today, apparently it's listed as Carvana somewhere out west. It's like in Arizona or New Mexico. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll see where it is. But I don't think it's physically in this area anymore. It's been sent off somewhere else. But again, tune in at the end of next week. I will do a 6-month review of the K5, and I will update what's up with Carvana, Stormtrooper, and Carvana, and By the way, I can tell you right now, they're asking $49 for it, so it's basically $5,000 more than they paid me, which is probably what I figured. And if it had been in good repair, I might have gotten closer to $49 when I sold it. But again, it had well, you kind of saw the damage. I wasn't doing the camera very well. Anyway, so that's it on tripods. Come back next week for the K5 6-month review and Stormtrooper update. I hope this helped you if you were looking for a tripod. Even if you're not looking for a tripod, this is a good one to add to your stable of tripods. I'm very happy with it. I've been very pleased with it. By the way, I paid cash money for all these. I don't know what I paid for the Slik because I bought that from like 47th Street Photo in Manhattan 35 years ago. So whatever it was going for then. But it was 47th Street Photo, so I know it was discounted. Anyway, that's it for today. See you next time. Bye-bye.